In this week's episode, we look at the latest movements in Zimbabwe's maize market, with Jacques focusing on the imports needed and the impact it will have on market prices around the region. All in this week's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Hello, Dr. Johnny van der Merwe here, and a warm welcome to another episode of the African Agri Overview, thanks to the support of Fieldnet Pivot Watch, Comdi Grain Trading and Collateral Management International. Join the excitement around Fieldnet Pivot Watch. Experience unmatched monitoring of any pivot, anytime, anywhere, offering complete peace of mind on your farm. Fieldnet Pivot Watch is not only cost effective, but also time saving. Ready to transform your irrigation? Contact your nearest Zimbabwe dealer for a quote on Fieldnet Pivot Watch now. The maize price in Zimbabwe is currently trading on $400 per ton. The Zim wheat price currently on $430, while Zim soybeans traded on $600. The latest Zim soy meal price is trading on $620 per ton. Collateral Management International, or CMI, operates across the continent to manage and control commodities financed by financial institutions. With over a decade of experience, CMI is known for top-tier storage standards and trusted staff. They specialize in collateral management, commodity storage, stock monitoring, and inspection services, balancing security and operational value for banks and clients. CMI, your leading collateral manager in Africa. But with that, let's jump straight into the latest news on the grain markets of Africa.
Good day. In this week's podcast, we look at the Zimbabwe maize market. Most observers now are confident the Zimbabwe maize import need for the 2024-25 year, stretching from May 2024 to April 2025, will be more than 1 million tons. Before we continue, take note. Zimbabwe is a rather challenging market to analyze, with very little accurate statistics, regularly inflated government crop forecasts, and frequent government involvement in markets. This graph shows the Zimbabwe maize balance sheet for the last 5 years and the forecast for the 2024-25 marketing year. Most crop forecasts have remained between 500 and 700,000 tons for the last month or so, and annual consumption estimates in the region of 1.8 to 2 million tons. The harvest process well progressed and is probably slowing. We foresee an import need of 1.1 to 1.3 million tons, which is likely to be imported from South Africa. While South African yellow maize lands in Harare at $80 to $85 a ton discount to white maize, currently the case, Zimbabwe is likely to import its entire feed need. The market guesses 400 to 500,000 tons annually in the form of South African yellow maize. This is likely to leave a 700 to 800,000 ton white maize import need for the food industry. Although the expected South African crop also well below last year, we still believe the expected import split between white and yellow maize will make it easier for South Africa to meet the Zimbabwe import need. During the month of June, Zimbabwe imported 100,000 tons from South Africa, split 60-40 between white maize and yellow maize. At this pace, they should be able to import the entire expected shortfall. The next graph shows price history of Zimbabwe maize and South African white maize import parity since January 2020. During this period, South Africa was the main import origin. Since March 2023, Zimbabwe maize prices followed South African white maize import parity. See the blue circle. This makes sense, as South African maize was consistently imported during this time. This trend should continue at least until April-May 2025. The Harare white maize price currently trading at around $400 a ton, marginally below South African white maize spot import parity at around $415 a ton. South African yellow maize landing in Harare at around $325 a ton. See the red line. The purple line indicates Tanzanian white maize import parity, currently at around $370 a ton. Unlikely Tanzanian maize will be imported. Administration around the transport through Zambia could be complex. Herd could not confirm Zimbabwe will not allow Tanzanian imports due to the lethal necrosis disease risk. With South African imports expected to continue for at least the next 9 months, South African white maize import parity likely to remain the benchmark for Zimbabwean maize. Next week, we will look at the pulses market and in particular the pigeon pea market in East Africa, focusing on Mozambique, Tanzania and Malawi. Remember, quality information improves decision making. Contact us for more detailed, tailored information.
Thank you, Jacques. A huge shout out to our sponsors, Fieldnet Pivot Watch, Comdi Grain Trading and Collateral Management International for making these videos possible. Comdi is a seasoned grain trading expert in Southern Africa's dynamic marketplace. With years of experience and a reputation for excellence, Comdi leads the way in connecting markets and facilitating grain trading across Africa and beyond. Comdi, your trusted partner in South African grain trading. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe. Thank you for watching and remember to tune in next week for more on the African grain markets.